After a string of disappointing seasons, Western Carolina University looks to turn its program around today with the hiring of a new head coach. This decision comes after Dennis Wagner's resignation with an 8-36 record for the Catamounts. The athletics department is expected to make this announcement starting at 11 o'clock. Stay tuned afterwards for comments from the new head coach.
Today. Seems like it was yesterday. I guess actually it was only 8 days ago. I was standing up here thanking Chancellor Belcher for selecting me as your new athletic director. And I told you 8 days ago that we'd be here before Christmas. And here we are. And I want to talk about that just very briefly, how important it was to move quickly on these hires. Those of you in the crowd that know college football understand that the recruiting period for the month of January begins January 4th. It's the first day the coaches can go out and recruit. January is the month of recruiting for college football. It was imperative that we made this hire prior to Christmas. We are also online to have pretty much our entire staff on board and employed on January 3rd. Which means our staff will be ready to hit the road on January 4th. I want to thank very briefly just a few people during this quick turnaround. I'd like to thank the members of the University Athletic Committee, faculty members that took time out this week to come in and meet with our candidates. I'd like to thank, seems like I'm always thanking this gentleman, Fred Cantler. Couldn't have done it without him. Just what a great man. Great resource that we have at Western, and like for him to stick around as long as he'd like to be a part of this, and he keeps shaking his head no, but I know he's not making that decision. I have to talk to the boss at home. Mutt DeGraff and Reed. I think Mutt's probably here today. I'm hoping he is. A big part helping me, talking to some folks, getting a chance to talk to different candidates and representing our former football student athletes. And finally, the man who's responsible for me being here today, getting a chance to share with you our new head football coach, my boss and our chancellor, Dr. David Belcher.
Thank you very much. I have breaking news. Christmas has arrived early. The first gift arrived about 1 week and 1 day ago when in this very space we introduced our new athletic director, Randy Eaton, and I'm ecstatic about having him here. Today, gift number 2 arrives in the form of our new head football coach, and I'm thrilled to welcome him, his wife, and kids to Cullowhee. We're ecstatic to have them. As I will mention that as Randy said that last week when he was introduced, he said, "I'll have you a head football coach by Christmas." And as you can see, he's lived up to his word. I really like people who hit the ground running with a vision of where they're going. This is another great day for Western Carolina University and for Catamount Nation. As I've said consistently in my travels around the state of North Carolina, I am a chancellor who is passionate about the integral role of athletics in a university setting. I am truly committed to a strong athletics program. It's an integral part of the educational experience of our student athletes. It brings huge visibility to the university. It grounds current students in the spirit and culture of the institution. It maintains and strengthens ties between the university and its alumni and friends, as it serves as a front door into the institution for the public at large. I'm delighted today to join in welcoming another new member of our Catamount family who will be a key to achieving our goal of excellence in athletics and our goal for a stronger Western Carolina University. And I'm going to turn it right back over to our new athletic director, Randy Eaton, for the big announcement. Randy?
Eight days ago, I stood in front of you and shared with you my vision of our next head coach, what I was looking for. During the past 8 days, I've spoken either by phone, in person, or via email with well over 300 supporters of Catamount Athletics. The very first thing that was important to me is I wanted our new coach to share my vision of the commitment to the student athlete, not just on the field, but in the classroom and in the community. I wanted to have a head coach candidate with a proven track record of success, particularly at the football championship subdivision level. I thought that was very important to have somebody that understood the resources we have available to get it done, and having been somewhere with similar resources and they got it done. I wanted to have someone who had pre-existing relationships with local and regional high school coaches. When I came in here, it seemed as if some of those relationships were beyond fractured to the point of almost being non-existent. I can tell you with our candidate today, ladies and gentlemen, in the state of North Carolina, right now, in that part of it, with those relationships, we've went from last to first. The other thing that became very, very apparent to me was I needed a fit in our next head coach. I needed a leader in the department, a partner on our campus, and a great citizen in our community. I'm very, very happy to tell you I have found all four of those qualities in Mark Speir, our next head football coach here at Western Carolina. Get him.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. Thank you very much. Wow. What a humbling experience this is. And I just appreciate everybody making their way out on a rainy Thursday. And just it's great to be a Catamount. I tell you what, I'm so fired up, don't know what to do. First of all, personally, I'd just like to thank Jesus Christ for putting me down this path and giving me the opportunity to be right here where I am today. 1991, just an old boy from Kannapolis, North Carolina, looking for a place to coach a little college football. And Coach Steve Hodgen gave me my first opportunity to be a college football coach. And it started right here in Cullowhee. Spent several years, living in Benton dorm, running the football dorm and eating in the cafeteria, all the way up to becoming a full-time assistant, and then moving on. And here we are 21 years later, and just the awesome opportunity of being named head football coach here. It's an honor, it's a privilege, and it's a huge responsibility that I look forward to assuming. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Belcher. Wow, especially from alumni, 94, got my master's degree here in educational administration. I'd like to thank you and welcome you from the alumni for your vision, for your idea and your spirit to lead us off into the new era. I'd also like to as well thank Fred Cantler, who had a lot to do with the search committee and the preliminary stuff. And finally, I'd like to thank Randy Eaton. How much better could it get? I had a guy named Steve Hodgen give me my first coaching job right here. Had a lot of faith and a lot of trust. 21 years later, I have another man in Randy Eaton that has a lot of faith and a lot of trust, and it's all happened right here in Cullowhee. So I'm glad to be home. I'm excited about the process of going through this with Randy and Dr. Belcher as far as re-energizing this football program. What excited me about coming back to Western more than anything was the great tradition that's here. You talk about the great players of the 70s and the 80s and the 83 national championship runner-up team all the way through the 90s and 2000s. There's tradition here at Western Carolina, and we're ready to bring that tradition back stronger, bigger, and better. And that's our first mission. I want all the former football players, I know a lot of them, had the opportunity to coach a lot of them. I want them back. This is home. This is where you ought to be on Saturday afternoons. And this is where you ought to bring your family, your kids. And it's a place that we all ought to be very proud of. And I'm excited. I want former football players. This is your program. We're just building upon what you started, your foundation. I want you to know you're welcome, you're wanted, and we expect you to be here to help us. This program is going to be built on core family values. I have a wonderful mother and father, Roy and Peggy Speir, who could not be here today. My father's had a few strokes and doesn't travel well. Was an old Southern Baptist preacher. My mom was a 6th grade school teacher, and we came up having to do right, learn right, and live right. This program is going to be built on trust, respect, and good old-fashioned hard work. Anything great doesn't come easy, and there's a reason why teams win, and there's a reason why teams lose, and we're going to be built on those 3 values. Our staff's going to put a team out there that I can guarantee you, I'm not promising wins and losses today, but we're going to be a team that is sound fundamentally. We're going to take care of the football. We're going to play hard. Whether we're up 30-0, down 30-0, we're going to play hard till there's no time left on the clock. But more importantly, we're going to play with class and character. We're representing something a lot bigger than ourselves, and our players and our staff and myself as the head coach and the leader of this unit, we're going to understand that and embrace that. I'm looking forward. I cannot wait to meet the 2012 Catamounts. I cannot wait to get my arms around them, love on them, and tell them that I'm excited that I'm here, but more importantly, I'm excited that they're here as well. And we're about to have a whole bunch of fun. Last thank yous. I'd like to say thank you to the 4 great head coaches that I have had the pleasure to work for. They are the men that have helped build me as a football coach, but more importantly, build me as a man, as a father, and as a husband. Steve Hodgen, will forever, I'll be indebted to him, a great man and a great catamount. Darrell Dickey, I coached for at Presbyterian College. Again, just a classy individual, taught me organization, just a lot of about how to be positive. One of the most positive men I've been around. Al Seagraves at Elon University, I want to thank him just for the discipline. What a great disciplinarian. And last and certainly not least, I know it's kind of hard to mention Jerry Moore in the Catamount headquarters here, but what a great man. Unbelievable man. He's taught me more about how to be a man, how to be a husband, how to be a father. And that's what I want to portray to my staff and to our football players. Because when it's all said and done, when the whole man and his character's built, somehow magically good football players seem to appear. That's going to be our approach. The last 2 I'd like to, or couple, my two brothers are here. Ken, my older brother Ken, stand up. And my other brother Tim. You guys will be seeing a lot of them. We have a very supportive family, and the middle brother Tim is an Appalachian State graduate, so it's going to be great to see him in purple. So my oldest brother went to LSU, so he'll be fine. But it is a family event, and we have a ball. As brothers, we've grown closer through this game of football, and it's where we come together and our families come together, and we look for a lot of great times in Cullowhee. The last three, gosh, unbelievable. My wife, Paige, stand up, my best friend. She's my best friend, my rock, the one that keeps me grounded. The days I don't think I can do it, she's the one that knows how to put that shoe right up my rear end and get me going. She's a great lady. She's excited about being in Cullowhee and excited to be a part of this community. I've got my two sons here, stand up. The oldest is Zeb. Zeb's a ninth grader now. He will obviously be going to Smoky Mountain. He's going to be eager to get here and try out for a quarterback position and plays basketball for Smoky Mountain. And then my youngest son is Jackson. He's in the fourth grade. Thank you. The great story about that, Paige and I were married here by my father over on Balsam Mountain. Zeb was born over here in C.J. Harris, and Jackson is named Jackson County after Jackson County, literally. She wanted to name Zeb that, but I beat her on that one, but Jackson, she got to name the second one and got her Jackson. So we are tied to Cullowhee. This is home, and we're glad to be home. I'll leave you with this. It's not about a head football coach, and it's not about a staff, and it's about about those 100 student athletes that are out there. They're the ones that make us all proud. They're the ones that get it done on Saturday afternoon. They're the ones that can bring a community together. They're the ones that can bring alumni, faculty, administration. They're what it's all about. To get that done, they need every one of you. They need the Catamount Nation. You've heard the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a Catamount Nation to raise a football team. We're counting on you. Thank you.
At this time, we'll invite members of our media. We'll go to our interview breakout session. We'll invite the rest of you to enjoy all the hors d'oeuvres in the back and the refreshments there. We'll have our new head football coach back momentarily to meet and greet every one of you. Thank you very much. Media, if you guys want to follow right out this room, move this way.
Mine yet.
We'll go ahead and open it up to any questions that we might have for Coach Speir.
The rumor mills in the coaching profession, and some of them are true, some of them are not. And some of the former players had contacted me, and some actually Fred Cantler and ask him once it was official. It's been a good process, quick process.
What was the one driving force for you coming back?
I mean, this was where I started. I knew the place. I knew you could win here. It's about getting the right staff, and it wasn't like I was coming into an unknown. And I knew there'd be a lot of support here. It's like I said, everywhere I go, former Catamount players remember some really good times, and it was just a golden opportunity for me to come back and look. Being a head coach for the first time, there's never a comfort zone, but coming back to a place where you know people and where you know the support is there just adds to it. And I just thought it was a great fit to be able to come in and have that support right away. And my wife loves it here too.
Years ago, they hired at Michigan a guy named Bo Schembecker who spent a lot of time under Woody Hayes, but the thing was when he came on, it instantaneously increased or ratcheted up the rivalry. Is this the same situation?
I sure hope so. I told Coach Moore yesterday, I said, you're going to always be my mentor and my good friend, but except I said, I'm going to have to hate you for about 3 hours. And I think he said the feeling's going to be mutual. But no, he's taught me a lot, and it's not as much as X and O's, but how to treat people, how to motivate people. And he's just a superman, first of all. And I've learned a lot from him, and not as much maybe the X's and O's that we'll bring is more how to run a program, how to support your student athletes, and just it's all about relationships. It's about people, and it's about good old-fashioned hard work. And at the end of the day, the people that you're over or responsible for, that they know that you've pushed them to their limits, but yet you care about them and love them. And at the end of the day, they know you had their best interest at heart and got everything out of them that you could do. I mean, that's what a coach is take you where you can't take yourself. And those are the things I've learned from Coach Moore, and it's going to be a thrill to have the Mountaineers down here and walk across there at the 50-yard line and shake his hands in a different color. For 9 years we've worn the same colors to shake his hand and be across the field for him. So that'll be an exciting time for me.
Aside from wanting to be a head coach, how difficult was it to leave? I know there's a staff that's been attacked there.
I had over half my speed left to go. And I'm going.
And leaving such a successful program.
Okay, we're going to go with it. We're going to flow. We're just everybody's clapping.
Appalachia State's not a place that you just leave for any job. It has to be something that you're excited about, something that you have a passion for, and there's not so many opportunities ever come across to be a head coach. And I don't want to just be a head coach anywhere. I want to be a head coach where I know they have one. They haven't had the success in recent years, and to be honest with you, when you've been at when you've been at a place like Appalachia, and you've had the opportunities to beat Michigan, have 3 national championships, you never get tired of winning. But what are your new challenges? And to come here where this football program is now, it's a great challenge. And it's just something that I think is going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but I think it's going to be fun. And the tradition I talked about, I just can't wait till this team gets to a place where all that tradition's proud of it and coming back. That's what I'm excited about, is understanding the past, but taking this team forward, where it can go. I think with just a little bit of and not that the last staff wasn't, but recruiting a lot more in the local area, in the region, you're going to get a lot more stability out of the players and be able to bring and sustain the program. So I was just excited about the opportunities and what can happen here, because it has happened here before. So you know the potential's there. Yes, sir.
And how will you determine the needs right now as far as your recruiting? Will you go back and watch the films that Western's done this year? And do you know currently how many scholarships do you have available for the recruit?
Well, we were, matter of fact, talking about that this morning. I think we're going to, I don't know the exact number, I think around 14, maybe 15 scholarships, not sure there. Yes, I mean, I had a general idea, obviously, because we watch a lot of film within the conference. When we change film, whenever you're getting ready for Citadel, you're seeing Western Carolina play. So being from the defensive side of the ball, I've seen a lot of good bit of Western on defense. Obviously, in the week preparing for them, you get a great view of their offense. And then, the slate's clean. Bottom line, I've got what I've got, or this staff has what we have. Now, we have the opportunity to add to that, 14 players. How much will those guys be impact players? That remains to be seen. We're going to go out there, we're going to install our offense, our defense, our kicking game. And from that point, then I'm going to be able to make a judgment. You don't know what, especially late in the year when a lot of rumors are flying. I'm not going to judge a man by what I've seen or what I don't know for myself. So that's what I can't wait to get out there in 15 days of spring and see what we do have. And I know I was studying the depth charts of where we're going to sign people and where we do need help. And then when we get here, there may be some position changes because we're going to evaluate through our spring or winter training session before spring ball starts. There may be guys in new positions and moving sides of the ball based on what we see in winter workouts. Then you've got your 15 days to evaluate. Then this summer, you get your kids back and you get your 14, 15 new guys, see where they fit in, and somewhere September, reality will fall. But we just have to see what we got, firsthand and with our coaching staff.
Keith mentioned about the huge challenges that you face. Everybody talks and wants to talk about the positives, but have you, do you have a plan of attack, and do you know what those challenges are, and what are those challenges that you face to turn around this program?
The first challenge for me is to install our mindset on this football team. The thing that I can immediately control are those 100 football players out there. That's what I have immediate control over. Like I said in the press conference, I cannot wait to meet them and put my arms around them. I want them to know that I want everyone that will be sitting in that room, January, I believe it's 9th, to be in that room before we suit up for Mars Hill. I'm not here to run people off. I'm here to try to create an atmosphere where those 100 players are on one heartbeat and have one purpose. We're going to have a vision. We're going to have a purpose. That's what I can control. You're a football team that's 1-10, so obviously that's the first problem. The next thing obviously is getting, when you're 1-10, that adds to your recruiting. I think we're going to bring in a group of men that are good recruiters, that know the high school coaches. We're going to focus heavily in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Atlanta. A little bit in East Tennessee, but we're going to put a priority. We're not going to be a big JUCO team. We're not going to be a big transfer. They have their places, but we're going to build this thing from high school seniors, and that's going to be that doesn't happen overnight. That's going to be a process, and but with that, you can see 2 to 3 years, you're going to see, you better see positive, those results happen. What happens this year, we're going to put pretty much the same 1-10 football team out there against Mars Hill. I mean, that's just the nature of the business. There may be a few new faces. But as you get that high school base in here, year 2 ought to be a lot better. Year 3 ought to be a lot better. Obviously, just the some people say the nature of where we're located. I think that's a positive. I think our challenge is to get those recruits on campus. Once you get them on campus, then it comes a negative. Like, I'm not going to talk about a team that I really don't know about. I'm going to evaluate it for myself. Our deal is we've got to get them to campus, and I think this campus sells itself. A lot of people don't know about this campus, you know, because it's not just on the main thoroughfare, and that's our job as recruiters, is to get them here. And then, hey, once they get here, they're either a fit or they're not. And we want guys that are a fit. We're not going to be a coaching staff that's putting somebody in a headlock to get them to commit, because we want them to be here because they want to be Catamount's. So those are, you know, a few of the negatives, but there's nothing that like winning and winning the right way that erases all that. And that's why I'm here, and our staff's going to be here to try to get that done.
Is there a philosophy scheme that you're going to change or bring on both sides of the ball, defensively, offensively? They ran the pistol this past
Right.
year. Do you, or is it too early because you don't know the talent that you got?
Well, we're coming in with the mindset of being a spread offense. And the reason being is you can recruit those kids in North Carolina. In the area we're talking about recruiting. With spread, you have to have, at the FCS level, you got to decide, are we going to be big and a little bit slower and a physical power team, or are you going to be a little bit smaller and fast, and spread them out, find matchups, and be able to use your speed with people in grass. So too often I think coaches get caught up wanting big, fast, and strong, and those guys are going to the University of North Carolina and Clemson and Texas and those places. First of all, you got to have a vision of what your football team's going to be made up in the recruiting area, and we're not going to compromise on speed. With the spreads, you do not have to have as big a lineman. You don't have to have the 6'5", 310-pound guy. One of the best centers we ever had at Appalachian was a guy named Scott Suttle, was 5'9", 245 pounds, was a two-time All-American. So the offense lends that, and it lends it to the prospects that that are available in the 3 states that we're really going to heavily recruit. Defensively, we're going to be a 4-3 scheme that will get into a 3-4 front, and with a blitz package out of the 3-4. So we're excited about, you know, the thing I want to get, first of all, both sides of the ball, is we're not going to be a live and die blitz team. We're going to be a line up, be sound, not give up the big plays. We want to be run to the ball, play with great effort, create turnovers. Get them into 3rd and long, change ups, a little bit on 1st down to get them out of rhythm, be in a 3-4 kind of look, and come at them with zone dogs and pressures. Thing in this league, you got to be ready to play a lot of option football. So the thing we're going to spend a lot of time this spring defensively is being not as much the blitz. We're going to introduce it so the players understand concepts and calls. But a majority of our spring is going to be lining up, being sound, fundamental, base, vanilla kind of defense to get that, because that's going to be our bread and butter. And that's what you got to do in this league when you're playing the option teams of Georgia Southern, Centerville, Wofford, Appalachian, those teams that run the option. So that'll be our plan on both sides of the ball.
How many assistants do you plan to hire? Do you know if any of them who you going to hire now?
Well, we're trying to get all that done. Target date will be January 3rd to have, hopefully, all our assistants in. We'll have probably be bringing in 8 assistants. Not ready to announce any of that yet because we've got some guys I'm pretty sure are committed to coming, but until they're fully committed, I don't want to.
But you may have to have a conference later to announce some of that.
Sir?
You may have a conference later to announce.
Yes, yeah, we'll be glad to. We'll be glad to as that happens.
Any final questions so we can get Coach back over to the masses?
Even if you come to the defensive side of the ball, do you
Yes.
plan to hire a defensive coordinator as well, or do you plan to?
Yes, sir. I'm going to hire a defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator. Now, I may end up helping. I've coached on both sides of the ball, so I've been a running back coach, and then I've been a linebacker and a defensive line coach in my career. But I'm going to hire an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. I'm personally going to spend a lot of my days with special teams. I've been a special teams coordinator at Elon when I was at Elon. So now all the assistants will help me, but I'll do a lot of that film work and film study with special teams. It's planned as of right now.
Any final questions? Coach, we'll get you back over here, and then I'll get
All
you
right.
Keith here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.
Well, there you have it, Catamounts. Mark Speir is the new head coach for Western Carolina University. This coach actually comes with a lot of accolades, coming from 2009 Assistant Coach of the Year award, and then 3 straight national championships from Appalachian State. Mark Speir coming from Western Carolina University, where he started his coaching experience, and then, like he said, 21 years later coming back. So it'll be amazing to see the spread offense that he's talking about doing to come back and re-energize the Catamount Nation. So stay tuned. 2012 football season seems to be a pretty exciting one here. For TV 62, I'm Roger Cody.